Hey guys, it's Ashley from Heavenly Hills Homestead, and today I want to take you along as we try to organize and declutter and clean up this pantry space I have here. As you can see, it's a semi-organized but mostly chaotic space, and I've got just stuff everywhere. Some of the stuff we don't need, some of it we just need to tidy up and make it look better so I can continue on my canning. I've been canning a bunch lately, and let's just get this cleaned up. So come along with me. So we got everything cleaned out, got rid of a bunch of random stuff that was shoved in here, and then reorganized what we have, which is great because now I know what and where I can fill in our pantry stock. So come along while I give you a tour of what we have in the pantry right now. All right, so here is a view of the pantry from top to bottom. We live in a pretty small house, so we have to utilize the storage that we have, and this is the pantry that we have. So up here at the top, we've got our toilet paper and paper towels. Nothing fancy there, we just get those from Kirkland. We've got batteries and light bulbs in the back. I put the light bulbs in the back because we have pretty much LED everything and you hardly ever have to change those, so they're fine in the back. We've got trash bags and Ziploc bags. We are definitely a house that is not 100% against plastic. I would like to get rid of more plastic, but sometimes it's just more practical. So we have Ziploc bags and my beloved vacuum sealer with lots of extra bags up there. And these are shrink bags for our turkeys and chickens because we process all of our own turkeys and chickens, and you gotta have those on stock. We've got a basket of snack for the kids. My kids get into things, so I have to put them up high. Do assure you they do get well fed here, but if I did not have these up high, they would just eat these kinds of things all the time. And although I don't love having packaged snacks all the time, we're just in a phase of life where when we're out and about, sometimes this is more practical if I don't have something else on hand. So that's why we have that. We've got some Worcestershire sauce. My husband cannot live without Worcestershire sauce, so we always have to have extra on hand. We've got some snacks here and some candy, that sort of stuff. You know, again, pretty simple. And then I organized some of our store-bought canned goods. We don't have a ton of store-bought canned goods because I'm working on canning all of my own stuff, or at least what I can. Pineapple is one of those things. Here in North Idaho, we cannot grow pineapple, so we buy our pineapple. Recently, our local grocery store had a sale on pineapple, so we stocked up on chunks and slices. We've got some coconut milk for, you know, the random recipe that we use that has coconut milk. Some pumpkin puree, but I only have one can, so I put some more cans of pumpkin in my next Azure order. A random thing of olives. We're not huge olive people. Usually we like more the Guatemala olives that you have in the fridge, but somehow I ended up with this random things of olive, so there we go. We've got some canned fish. Now, if you are not a canned fish person, don't stock up on canned fish, but we do like some canned fish. We have some canned salmon and we have some canned tuna. Now, I will say I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. One of my uncles was an Alaskan salmon fisherman, and we went salmon fishing every year just in the Puget Sound. So I'm quite a salmon snob, or a seafood snob, I should say. But this canned salmon is really good. So we have some of that and some canned tuna. Then we have, starting with our sweet and going more to our savory, I tried to organize my pints, half pints in this case, down to quarts. So we have right here some quad berry jam. This is jam that I made from berries, not all from our own homestead, but mostly. My parents have blackberries at their place, so there are some blackberries in here. There are raspberries from our place and strawberries and red currants in here, so it's just a quad berry. There's 4 different kinds of berries. This is a new recipe that I tried this year out of just one of the canning recipe books that I have. Rhubarb sauce. Oh my word, it is so good. Similar to applesauce, but a little more tart as rhubarb is, and my word, this stuff is amazing on everything. Lately, I think our favorite use for it is actually on ham, and we like to grill our ham. that's a different recipe for a different video. I will definitely have to show you grilled ham, but rhubarb sauce is amazing. We've got some apple butter from a couple years ago, so we're gonna have to use that up. It's still nice and sealed. And as you can see, I don't store my canned food with my home canned food with rings, because this is how you can make sure that it still has a good seal. If you keep a ring on it, the seal could break, but if the ring is on, it could reseal, but then you have bacteria in here and that's just no good. But without the rings on, if it's a good seal, the lids will stay on, and if it breaks, you will be able to see it get all nasty in here. There won't be any question about it. So no rings. We've got some homemade relish. This is a sweet relish that we made out of our garden last year with some peppers and cucumbers and all kinds of good stuff. Pickled beets from last year. We have my favorite cowboy candy. I will link the, I'll see if I can link the video that I learned how to make cowboy candy from Acre Homestead. If you don't follow Becky, you definitely should. She has some amazing content. I made this based on the recipe that she uses, and this is amazing. I'm gonna have to make some more jars. I think I have 5 or 6 left, and I have to open jars all the time. Last year I think I did like 30 jars of this, and we only have 5 left. And these are great for Christmas presents. It's a pickled candied jalapenos. They're delightful. So if you like a little bit of spice but nothing crazy, cowboy candy is for you. We've got some dilly beans, some pints of chicken broth from homegrown chickens. Got some pizza sauce from our own tomatoes. This is some store-bought sauce, obviously not homemade. Our tomatoes don't always do well, so sometimes we have to buy store-bought sauce. We just have a couple jars. Here's some elderberry juice concentrate that I canned up from last year, I believe. And I will cook this down and make our own homemade elderberry syrup. It is really nice to have just the juice here and ready to go to the next step. This is not the finished elderberry syrup, it's just elderberry juice. But I don't want to store elderberries in my freezer. I don't want to have to worry about drying them. We have wild elderberries all over the place where we live, so this is perfect to have elderberry juice, and I only have 1 jar left, so we'll definitely have to pick more elderberries this year. I've got a random jar of spiced apples, and behind that some just jarred water. Kind of an odd thing, but if you have a canner load but not all the spaces are filled and you just need to put more jars in there, you can definitely can water. It's a great thing to can, and it's better than having plastic jugs. I don't know if you can see back there, but we do have emergency water in just plastic jugs back there in case we have a crazy power outage or something where we need extra water. We have some right here. We do have a creek on the property, but it's a little bit of a walk. It's nice to have water just here on hand, and I do have ways to purify water, but again, it's just extra water to have on hand, and I do keep that behind some of my rows here. We have canned carrots from last year's garden. I got no carrots at all, except for maybe a couple that the girls, my kids, snacked on before we even got them inside. So this is last year's carrots canned up. We've got some green beans, Sloppy Joe mix. I had done a video about the Sloppy Joe mix a while ago. I will tell you, canned ground meat is not our favorite. Just texture-wise, it's fine. It tastes fine, but texture-wise, it's not our favorite. So we'll use up this canned Sloppy Joe mix, and I will just stick to chunks of meat instead of ground meat in the future. Like beef stew we have here, or chicken soup, or canned venison that I did in another video. So just warning you, It's not our favorite. Some people love canned ground meat, but our family, it's not a favorite. So we have beef stew, chicken soup, no noodles in this. You can't can it with the noodles, but this would be perfect for dumping and then adding to the noodles, or you could cook it down a little bit more and make like a quick chicken and gravy or chicken pot pie or whatever. Just kind of pour it and fix it up a little bit. We've got some chicken broth, some pasta sauce, tomato pasta sauce that we've made from some of the tomatoes from this year's garden. I had to, as usual, as for where we are, I usually have to pick most of my tomatoes while they're still green on the vine, because we'll start getting frost before they fully ripen. So the rest of my tomatoes are ripening as we speak. These are some of the tomatoes that ripened already, turned them into sauce. We've got that venison and wine sauce that I just made in a recent video. We have some chili that I canned up, and then some black beans that I canned up. I had these dry, and they're great standing dry, but I was running into the issue consistently of wanting a quicker meal with beans, but beans cooking from dry take a while to cook, even if you're using the Instant Pot. So having these canned up beans that are just dump and go ready are perfect. Next row, I have, you can see my water bath canner, and then right here, my pressure canner will go here. It is on the drying rack right now from recent use. I have a box of, this is my KitchenAid grinder attachment. And then I was so excited to find some jars. I was just thinking that I needed to buy more jars, but I found some half pints and a bunch of quarts that were just thrown back here. So I was excited to find some more of these. I'll still need to buy more jars, but this is better than nothing. We've got some dried popcorn. We have some white vinegar. I use these for recipes, for cleaning. I use it as fabric softener in the laundry. I need to get more because I usually try to stock up and have several jugs, but we have some here. This is our dishwasher powder. Oh, thank you, honey. My daughter's holding back all the aprons that we have here. In the next row, we've got a Ninja Berry puree pouches there. I had a bunch of random like paper plates and party napkins and disposable tablecloths and silverware and just random disposable party things. So I just put them all in this box. That's a good spot for them. Behind here, I have all those propanes, just handheld propane jugs that we use every now and again. We've got a box of power outage supplies. So there's a bunch of candles and matches, and we've got a phone that we can hook up to the landline, in case of emergency, or there's just all kinds of emergency type things. Got some potatoes here, we'll need to buy more, and onions. Down here you can see I moved, this is our big box of dog food. We have lots of dogs now, 3 dogs. One of the dogs is on puppy food, but this is the grown-up dog food. It used to be over here behind this curtain. I will show you what's behind there in a moment. And then we've got some of our big 5-gallon buckets with gamma lids with some of our dry storage. In here we have wheat berries and brown rice and sugar and beans and bulk pasta and all kinds of, I have a big thing of oatmeal back there and just all of our bulk storage things there in the gallon buckets. And then behind this curtain, I moved some of these things. I'm really pleased with this storage solution. Hey honey, excuse me. For a long time, this has been kind of a junk corner because I had the dog food here and then I'd just stack a bunch of random stuff on top. And then the mop that we have and the broom would be in the way, actually right behind me. And I've always wanted to have it hidden. I just think that that's a nice thing to not have in the open. So I moved some more of those big 5-gallon buckets with gamma lids back here, and then we've got the broom and the mop, and then it's just discreetly held. So here's the pantry tour. We do have some baked good pantry places in a cupboard in our kitchen, but that will be a tour for another day. So that is yet another cupboard I need to organize, but I can see where I have lots of space to continue canning, continue preserving things for the year, and it feels so good to get all this cleaned up and looking better. All right, so thank you so much for watching my video here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe for more natural living, motherhood, and homesteading content. And until next time, welcome to the homestead.